don't think it's super likely, even though teams have gotten off the beaten path here and there. Also for NRG, sorry, not happening.
No, more likely than not, I doubt they're going to be running that composition. It's probably not the best. But we're going to see both teams just setting up, and it looks like... Okay, good. Yeah, they are going to be making that swap. I was about to say, oh, wow, they might be running the Doomfist as well, but they got baited. And now Atlanta, NRG, just rolling out to this first mid. And I'm going to repeat the age-old mantra. I'm watching the Zarya bubbles.
He's the big decider here early on. And now you're going to take a look at Gator. Gator already pulling away, getting the early armor pack. And again, heavy pressure into the other side. But Stand One able to back out a bit. Both teams still pretty healthy. Now Gator is one under a bit of assault. Armor pack going to him there. Both teams trading out. Ezire in danger. A common storyline, but he's able to get out. Early in the season might have fallen, but Stand One isolated while that's going on. And with the man advantage, Atlanta, if they can keep Hawk and Mech, they're going to be fine. But no, Hawk going to get demeched. Still fightable, but not anymore. Ezire caught. That's going to be Atlanta.
Even with Hawk out of Mech, they just have so much more presence, so much more sustained with that Ryan shield. NRG had used that very aggressive Zarya bubble for Stand One to try to get damage early, try to get space, and then he was punished by Sugar Free just getting the bash and getting focused.
Now, of course, on this particular stage of Lijiang, it's pretty defender favored, although Atlanta, they're not holding far up. Why
they don't have Hawk and Mech.
Okay.
They don't have Hawk and Mech. They can't really eat the damage. They don't have a very mobile hero right now to try to zoom around. So they're really just trying to get Hawk and Mech, which he does have now, and they're just waiting for the combo.
Comes at a cost, though, not able to hold far up. Saucy, early grab set up. Kempster not quite there yet. Saucy looking for the opportunity. Moving on in, doesn't telegraph it too hard. Picks up 3. Forces out the Transcendence. Atlanta could use a barrier in response, and a bit of an layering there by NRG on the support side.
Kempster's grab, a little bit trying to catch Gator deep in the back line, but there was no one there. In return, Dogman's falling with the trance, and he gets caught, but that's fine. He's a Zen.
Works out, and for Atlanta, they're able to take the fight decisively. They're in a good spot in terms of where to defend for the next fight, and Dogman will be back in time.
Dogman will just get taxied back by Ajax. I don't think they're even going to attempt to hold the choke again, though, because they had to go back for Dogman. They're just going to go back to the point. This is fine because they don't have any ults. They really want to try to play a little bit slower, build up some ults, and maybe get NRG to invest some.
The goal here is buying time, right? Even if they're not able to win the fight, drag out the fight. Drag it out for a long time, get at least 80%. Smex going to be really aggressive. Early self-destruct, nice setup! Booped into the air, Smex takes down 2.
Really good engage there with the Diva Bomb, only needing to use 2 ults, one of which was that rally, which as of right now, you get so much value just popping it in a fight and just letting the armor get to your team.
That was trust that we saw there. Combination play.
Yeah, there was trust, and it was also low risk because even if it doesn't necessarily succeed, if you're just able to get one person or even just get great space, you can set up the rest of the fight from there.
Stand One now in a sneakier ride position, looking for the shatter as soon as they break the plane, but gonna get stunned instead. Now, force a little bit back, doesn't get the shatter opportunity. Instead, gonna get caught in the grab. The Diva Bomb on the ceiling on top. Going to get shielded off. Not quite good enough. NRG able to back out. Nice positioning from them. Atlanta investing a lot, getting nothing.
Gator getting booped while trying to set up that combo means he wasn't able to move the shield. They weren't able to clean up, so now they invested their ults early, and they got nothing in return. But Atlanta has their ult advantage. They should be trying to be much more aggressive post-grab.
Grab coming in from NRG, forcing out the Transcendence from Atlanta. Ajax, barrier in reserve. Going a lot, focus fire on Stand One. He retaliates, drops the shatter, knocks down 2 in the back with the barrier. Gonna keep people alive. Stand One still very low on the shield here as Atlanta continues to move forward. Ezire down first. And Atlanta now with an opportunity. So long as Hawk can stay in mech. Hawk has to stay in mech, Sugar Free has to stay alive. Self-destruct though, to the top, Sugar Free's down.
Oh, that's a 3, that's a 4.
Smex does it again!
Okay, well, they weren't able to escape the bomb. They were just right around the corner. We could see it from Dogman's point of view. That bomb was in the pocket. That was perfect.
Oh man, that is the type of bomb you get excited over. That was massive from Smex. Absolutely game-changing. Now NRG has a good chance of taking the round.
Atlanta does have ults coming up. They just have to survive the grab. There's no combo now. They will have rally, but if they get cleaned up, this could be the end. This could be last fight.
Shatter doesn't do much. Grab the other way. Both teams still in. Gator falls. Gator.
Another shatter. Man, that's a big shatter. Clean up from Ezire. This is last fight. Grabs out. Nothing's gonna happen.
Gotta give it to Smex there if there's an MVP. Good self-destruct after good self-destruct, and man, the fight right before this one, stealing it from Atlanta.
Right here, we're just gonna see they're breaking on the point here. They're just putting so much shield pressure. They're back into the corner, and Smex launches it right where they're all being forced back. They pop the trans as well and try to force them into the bomb.
You know, I've said before, I've said again, if there is any player they look at right now in Contenders like, man, I would love to see him be in Overwatch League. Gotta be Smex.
Smex is definitely high up on the list. Now, we don't want to curse them because we cursed Asking last series. He said, look out for Asking, and he had a great first map. And then, you know, a lot of grab eats from there.
He's been so solid, though. I feel like he's immune to curses. It's just like a trait that he has now.
You know, we never know.
Or maybe we're just really testing him, see what he's really made of.
This is the ultimate test.
Yeah.
This is the ultimate test. If you can survive the caster curse. But that's the first stage, going to NRG. Pretty much off the great combo play, but also especially off the back of Smex with that one hero play. Atlanta now just looking once again to just take the fight into them.
NRG moving on forward. Nice shield on the stand one. Gonna keep him up. And now NRG turning the tables. Going in deeper. Hawk low. Saucy low. NRG. Good HP. Diving on in. Aggression coming over. Gator gonna fall. And that works out for NRG.
Even though that stand died for that play, he gets a pick, and the rest of the team, the damage is just there. They're able to follow up. That is one of those situations where you can't charge as Ryan. You've gotten all that space. You've gotten all that damage on the enemy team.
NRG recognized that they were winning the HP battle there, and they just turned. They went for it. They didn't give Atlanta time to recharge, get their cooldowns back, get their HP back. They went into him, and it worked.
It did work, and Atlanta now also at a disadvantage. Izar already has that rally. Look how far ahead he is in Sugar for you, just because of the sustain, the damage on the point.
Stan just baiting Atlanta here, saying, I dare you to drop down. Goes for the charge, gets the pin. Saucy down.
Oh, that's tragic.
Oh, makes it look so easy when it's really not. 3 eliminations for Stan 1.
Stan, Saucy probably was like, I'm good, there's no way, and he drops, gets caught in the charge. That was more of a accident, I would say, than intentional, but still, it worked out because you made the opening, they popped the rally, just cleaned up the fight from there.
Kevster, now might be his time to shine, holding on to the grab. Atlanta looking for a way through. They will both support ults up here in a moment. Gator moving on forward. Atlanta been shell-shocked. Early grab, gonna connect, pulls in a plenty, force up the transcend. Specs still gets one off the grab bomb setup, deals with Hawk's mech, and again, that's enough. NRG in the driver's seat.
Really good setup from NRG. They get the grab off, the trance goes out. Maybe Dogman should have been looking for that, but honestly, you can't. You just have to trust on your team to survive the combo there, especially if they had Zarya bubbles up. And then they just stand one, just charges the shield, clean up from there.
Must-win fight coming up here for Atlanta. If they lose this fight, they cannot take this round.
This is potential last fight territory, especially if this fight is lost, because your hold that is so bad. Atlanta, they're looking for any sort of opening here. The rally's out. Oh my goodness!
Okay.
That's not a bad shatter.
No,
that's just a shatter.
That's just finding the opportunity, seizing the day. They deal with Kevster. This is smart. This is so big brain from NRG. They don't even continue contesting. They know they have the progress lead. They're just going to get out of it.
And there was no point to further contest because you were just fed ult charge. NRG making the right play, like you said. That was the right play for NRG. Now they can just play their time make out.
Really smart from NRG. They still have tools in reserve. They don't immediately answer the bear of their own. And they pick off Gator. Here they go back the other way. The shatter coming down from stand 1. And NRG on the verge of taking map 1 away from Atlanta.
That will be it. Byron so deep, just falling off the aggression. Now they're going to cap the point. They got a bunch more ult charge off that fight too. There was just both shatters for both teams just being so influential, but that shatter is much bigger with the time bank.
And here's the key here. If you are Kevster, just look for Ajax as he tries to move in here. Catch him at the grab.
Look, he's going very far coast side.
Ajax, all right, being sneaky. He might be able to get to the point where look at Kevster. Deep in on the other side.
Oh my goodness, he's touching and they get the grab bomb combo choke. He's going to 1v1 Byram. Ajax, you can't, you have to touch point though.
He's staying on point, Byram going in, Ajax fighting for his very life, gets his shield at the right time.
Oh my goodness, Ajax.
Atlanta still in it.
He's done it. That was also they just weren't expecting the aggression from Atlanta either, the counter aggression.
Well, also, I don't think they realized Ajax got away on the other side.
They are hard committed into the choke, but then in return, they just survived Kevster's bomb, used the grab bomb of their own, and Ajax just won the fight by being on point.
NRG would not have committed that hard if they thought Ajax was going around the side.
They didn't see it.
No, they absolutely didn't. So props and credit where credit is due. Ajax saving Atlanta, giving them life right now.
And Atlanta now, in return, have built up some ults off that fight. They can still win this.
The
big bash shatter as well. But Beat is out. He's going to be catching. They get stand. Now they just have to play slow. Keep Gator alive. Ooh, Gator does go down.
Gator falls. NRG still at the opportunity here. Smex holding on to it. Gonna drop the self-destruct in the middle. Everyone gonna take cover. Buying, though. NRG some clear room. Halo, though, falling on the other side. Izar gonna get picked off. Atlanta now one fight away from bringing this back and forcing a round 3.
They aren't going to chase any further. They're just going to wait for Gator, who is going to be back. They don't have Shatter. Stand 1 will have that soon, but Atlanta, they have the grab combo. They have the grab bomb combo. This is it. This is the combo that wins the game or loses.
Grab out early from NRG.
Grab
looking
eat
for it, and grab in on the other side. Smex finding Saucy. NRG coming in. Both teams down a player. Atlanta, though.
Hawk's still getting 2, and Ajax has beat.
Drops the beat. They're still on point. NRG needs to get in touch. Stand one moves in, connects the pin. Hawk getting D-Mech'd.
Oh,
and
big shatter.
Gator the other way, takes it for a ride. Finds Stand one. This is coming down to the limit.
Ajax still on point. The trance is out for Dogman as well. Saucy gets Byram in the back. This is so big, that beat, keeping everyone alive. The shatter after from Gator, getting the pin. They're gonna win this fight.
Emergency Doomfist in for Atlanta, and it's working. Saucy punching people left and right. It's a KO punch. Halo taken down. Overtime and progress, but Atlanta buying their way to a round number 3. Gotta give credit to Ajax, though.
Ajax saved the round for them, and Gator saved it again. Right there. They just did so much work. And Hawk, even despite them losing Gator on that fight, Hawk got 2 when they came to point through that choke. Everything, hero play after hero play, just making it work for Atlanta.
And I just want to sort of flashback narrative-wise. Remember in the last series where we talked about, hey, the aggressive hold to stop people from touching point, it's real hard to pull off successfully?
It is.
Exhibit A.
Exhibit
right
A.
here. Right here.
There it is. Atlanta just clawing it back. Hero play after hero play.
Now we go into round 3. It is a little bit more wide open. That's right. It's a garden. And it does mean that we have a change up here. Why would you swap the Winston for this?
Winston just gives you that mobility. It allows you to also lock off the bridge in particular a lot harder. You just get so much more cleave damage. Bubble just covers so much space. Both Winstons just jumping in, dropping the bubble. Really, who's going to punish which Winston first?
Stand one, pretty healthy right now. Hawk in danger, Gator getting chunked. NRG, if Izar can stay alive, they're looking real good in this fight. Atlanta, though, able to back up, gets him out. Oh, is that a boop off the side?
Double
Halo.
From Halo. That's going to change the fight. That's it.
Halo coming in when they need him most, and that's enough.
That's all you need. 2 kills is definitely, that's a 30-year roster, you know? Math. Quick math. Quick math. A 30-year roster, done. So you lose.
I forgot that was a thing, but we brought it back.
We have brought it back. But now Halo, he has that. They didn't even have that big of a beat advantage despite the boops because Ajax did so much healing. NRG though in control of the point and it built up their rally really fast actually.
And again, credit where credit's due to Izar, definitely tightening up his gameplay as time has gone on. Gonna open up here at the rally. NRG taking initiative, diving in. Byram though, gonna fall. However, Sugar Free falls in turn. A better trade out for NRG, but not so much now. Specs is down, Stand one, disrupting the back, just getting chunked. Nowhere to go, ends up falling in Atlanta. Able to win the battle in the White Room.
Sugar Free popped that rally so late and dived, and so they didn't have it, but that was a really good trance from Dogman. They were able to get Stand one, who committed so hard. Stand one now going to be swapping actually to Reinhardt as well, knowing now that you could play Winston, you could try to use that mobility, use that factor where you can just cleave, get damage, look for the ult, but why not just play the Ryan game?
Yeah. So, Stand one to that point, on Ryan, Gator on Ryan as well, and we've swapped. All advantages of Winston, of course, gone. And Atlanta going to be looking for the White Room fight here once more. NRG looking for a way in. Grab connecting from Saucy. They usually get rid of Izar immediately, and that more than enough. You get rid of the break, you get rid of the Ryan, fight him.
Saucy looking to chase still potentially. He has so much energy. He's going to catch Byram late. Bye-bye, Byram.
You know, he stuck his foot out there at the end. You got to respect.
He did. He was trying to get that style point kick. That was a good engage from Atlanta. They caught them at the doors, making sure they can't get any space, set up the grab, and isolated people on the other side of the grab bomb.
So Atlanta in a good spot here, and this would be one heck of a comeback if they were able to be successful, given what happened a round ago. Now ahead in progress. NRG, the pressure's on them.
The rotation is really good here for NRG. They thought they were going to take the white and just sped boost around the bridge. Shatters out, doesn't really catch anyone.
No, it's not a great shatter. Specs gonna drop the bomb right to the back, but 2 people already down, the people he's looking for. So in the end, works out real well for NRG with Stand one and Kevster leading the way. NRG gonna be retaking here.
That was a good rotation for NRG. They were able to catch them while Atlanta was just like turning around like, oh, they came bridge because they didn't have the amp, but they used the amp to get across the bridge. But they did have to use grab combo for that. So Atlanta is just gonna be waiting to get one of their own.
And Atlanta, they're good to take a White Room fight here. They have the Transcendence in reserve. Byram nowhere close. They might not know it.
Stand one so sneaky.
Here's the key, though. If he drops it early and doesn't get Dogman, the Transcendence is going to ruin his day. Goes for the charge, doesn't get it. Atlanta into the White Room for free. Now moving on to point. Transcendence in reserve. Dogman going to use it immediately. Shatter, though. Knocking down 2. Transcendence going to be limiting the impact of that, though. More of a trade back and forth. Lands the pin. Looking for Gator. Gator healed back up. Saucy, though, going to fall. The Graviton. Enough. Izar there in the cleanup. And NRG going to hold.
That was not a good commit for Atlanta. That was not a good commit. They should have known Byron was going to have Trance. They used the grab late. In return, though, they did get the Trance out of them. They did get the rally. They also got a grab of their own, so they can maybe use their ults here because they have so many to open up the fight.
The key here, though, is for Atlanta, you can't get caught off guard by Smex. This is where Smex makes his money. Just big self-destruct plays right here in the moment. Gator holding on to the shatter, opens and catches stand one. Gonna be taking him to the wall. Down he goes.
That's all you need.
That's the fight.
That's all you need as long as NRG can't make any, Smex can't make any hero plays because Atlanta just playing on the point and cleaning up each frag one by one.
Gator just outplaying stand one there, and that was all that was required. Atlanta now one fight away.
To be fair, it wasn't all on Gator.
No.
They did get the bash off. Sugarfree flanked around and get him. So that was a good combo play. But they had to use ults. They had to use ults for that fight. And NRG, they built up some ults of their own.
NRG gonna get one final opportunity here. Using the white room, coming on over. Be going to straight up the gut from there. Opening up with the barrier. Atlanta looking for a way in. They drop the Transcendence. Countered by the Shatter from stand one. How much are you gonna get there? Not as enough. It's enough. He ends up getting two. Byram there at the fall through. And NRG coming right back on in.
Atlanta committing so hard for that bomb combo into White Room. They popped the bomb. They put Gator deep, trying to get anything. But in return, Gator was isolated, and they weren't able to win the frontline hold.
Overtime ticking down, and NRG taking map number one away from Atlanta. And you know what we're seeing right now? The favorite of any given series just losing.
Goes down by one. Yeah, they go by to map one. But I don't have a favorite for. I don't actually have a clear favorite in this series. I was talking about with this earlier. NRG has been steadily improving as the season went on. They've actually shown better improvement. They've probably shown the most drastic improvement over any other team, in my opinion. They've looked so much better, so much more cohesive. They have hero plays when they need them. Atlanta, even though they started out the season very strong, they've sort of middled out, maybe a little bit of plateau when they started facing stronger teams and other teams started improving. So I don't have a clear favorite. I think NRG could definitely take the series.
I mean, Atlanta to a degree, I mean, they're kind of scary because in almost in a sense bullying teams are way below them. Not that they're not a good team in their own right, but the way they're destroying people, it's kind of like Mike Tyson at his prime, right? Up until the point where, you fight in Evander Holyfield and you're just like, wait, what's actually going on here? So Atlanta definitely getting tested in the way that you would expect a team to get tested as you go into playoffs.
Yeah, that's the test.
We've gotten rid of the weaker teams. No Sky Foxes here.
No, definitely not. Definitely no Sky Foxes here. No. Only Crabs.
With no map wins, it'll say, can they be double eliminated from playoffs, triple eliminated? And I'm just...
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
That's just cruel and unnecessary. Come on.
Hey.
Come on, you gotta, they've taken enough beating. They've taken enough beating. Sometimes you buy a whole new roster and you can't get anything. So, or I guess not buy.
Not buy, just,
import.
Throw them in there, whatever. But so far, NRG looking very strong here so far. And I would say if you're looking at areas of improvement, obviously I think Smex has been very consistent all season long, right? But the other part is Stand 1, where I think Stand 1 has gotten better and better.
He has.
Every week.
And Byram as well.
Yeah.
There are two players I think that have been so key in NRG's improvement. They've always looked, they always had good parts. Smex, we've seen him in the past. Stand 1 and Byram, or maybe, we didn't know them as much. And we didn't know as much about them. And they started out relatively weak. Maybe, you see that maybe Ping or just a new team just playing advantage there, the communication. But they've just improved to where I think they've just been integral in the teams.
No doubt about it. But let's take a look at our next map as it comes on in. Where are we going to go? It's going to be Numbani or Hollywood. Usually it's one of the two picks, and it's going to be Numbani.
Numbani.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it yet, at least for us.
Well, I think the reason why Atlanta would like to go here for Numbani is that this has particularly been a map where they've been vicious at spawn camping after losing point A. Like, they lose point A and they go, we really liked point A.
And we're going to hold there. We're going to continue to hold there in point A.
Yeah, it's like we don't actually feel like moving out just yet. We're going to squat on point A. It's not ours legally. Yeah.
We're going to squat at point A. I like that terminology. But they do love being aggressive, and I like being aggressive on Numbani. I think Numbani is a map. I mean, every map you can be aggressive. But Numbani in particular, you're able to box the attackers into their spawn really easily. So an aggressive defense and an aggressive offense, both of them, you can just catch anyone at the spawn doors as try as you might, and it's really tough to get out because they have to do good rotations. They have to use ults to get out unless you just feed. This is Atlanta. This is sort of their home turf in a way.
Is. Although I will say Numbani did lose something after Doomfist was added to the game. I mean, I don't know what's in the mystery capsule here, but it's not a Doomfist.
It's not. It could be something else. It says it's a heritage museum, so it's something we haven't seen in a while, so I'm guessing like Tracer, Genji, maybe like that. Maybe they're hiding in there.
Wait, they've actually just stuffed Tracer into the capsule.
They're just in the capsule. We're going to open up. It's like, oh, look, it's from another time, long ago.
Oh, man. It couldn't be Bastion because he's just never had play.
It couldn't be Bastion. I hope not because I don't want him in the capsule.
You don't want him in the capsule?
Yeah, they also have Ana in there. Ana's hiding in that capsule too.
You don't want him in the surprise box. All right. Well, we're getting into it. Atlanta opening up with 3-3. So is NRG. No surprises or trickiness here.
Atlanta just going to be, they're running that Ryan comp, so they're going to look to take high ground. We've seen Atlanta do it plenty of times. They'll roll up top left, try to force NRG off, and then just slowly corral them to point.
And they're going to do this out, going for the top here again. And really pretty easily getting the high ground. No one even that weekend. They just have to wait a moment for cooldowns. And they're just going to drop right to point. Now it's up to NRG that can test them. And it's not the greatest area for a Winston after you let them get this far.
Oh, stand one so deep, but he is able to get up. He has saved that bubble. Kevster very weak as well. The HP battle is now who determines the first pick.
And for Atlanta, they're trying to draw them back into close quarters, but they're going to move out and look at the pressure putting on stand one. This is the power of running a ride and getting to this as uncontested as they were. NRG's losing the tank battle pretty heavily. Specs and stand one are down, and that is enough. Atlanta going to be getting point A super quickly.
NRG probably needed to play that a little bit slower. Stand one had that high ground, and then he dropped to contest, and he just had to keep ping-ponging off, up and down to there, just building his ult. He had 84% already. They would have had the disruption to maybe clean up from there. NRG not playing slow enough when you're playing the Winston, because you will get ult first because you're just getting so much cleave damage.
Yeah, I mean, what they needed there is that they simply needed to hold the high ground at least for a little bit longer. As you say, let stand one build up his charge more, and instead, Atlanta just kind of walks all over them, and they're supercharged for the next fight.
They were afraid of losing stand one from the bash, but in return, they just didn't take any risk, and now they have this ad, and they lost first.
Grab going to be coming up here early. Forces the Transcendence on the other side. He's already down, and Hawk with the cherry on top. It's going to be 2 down right off that. Atlanta making it look easy, but they also had a big edge going into that fight.
Stand one also popping that ult along with Byron, which means they invested 2 ults into a losing fight. Atlanta, they saved their trance. There's not going to be, they will have combo though. NRG's only hope, the redeeming hope for this next fight is combo.
I feel like Stand 1 is moving the swamp right now. You see him heading back to spawn. Yeah, Reinhardt's coming.
Which is a good swap. That's a good swap. There's no point to playing Winston anymore if you're not going to be playing around Winston, which NRG really hasn't. Seems like they really want to play Stand 1's Ryan. They want to play the Ryan battle. Atlanta, though, has the Shatter advantage. They could look to set it up.
Very well could. Hawk, maybe taking a little bit of damage here. His hiding spot, not so secret after all. Taking a lot of damage, in fact. Lucky to get out of there with his mech, but it's going to take a while to heal him back up. While they're healing him back up, NRG able to claim some territory here, able to get right back into the frame of things. Kevster dropped the grab early in the fight. Looking for the cleanup, not necessarily there. Force out the Transcendence. Kevster gives up his life for that. Now you have the self-destruct from Hawk. Out. Hawk going to grab Gator with this self-destruct, and with that, NRG's making this more even than expected.
Ajax just pulling Stand one in their corner, but Halo's going to commit the beat. They're going to clean it up. That bash from Ezire cleaning up Hawk means the fight is just breaking down, but Saucy is still alive. Sugar-free, Ajax still alive. There's the rally. Look at all this sustain.
Sugar-free is out for blood, and he might be the one Brigitte. More bloodthirst. Mega 2 gets Ezire. Just walks up right on him. Bash and down. Enough. Atlanta going to be moving in. They get point B, and they are speed running Numbani.
Despite the recontest, they weren't able to clean up enough frags, and they just out-sustained. They kept Saucy alive. They kept Sugar-free alive. They kept Ajax alive, and they just out-sustained. They out-sustained on the point. They just got rally, and they won.
Atlanta sees a spawn door, and they just can't contain themselves. They got spawn door? Spawn door?
Spawn door?
Spawn door?
We have to sit at the spawn door. They're going to back up, though. They won't feed. They're just going to back up, get that ult charge. And Atlanta, they're setting up for another grab combo here. Byron does have transfer. If they set up properly, that's the transfer will stop the Diablo.
Grab bomb Atlanta with uncontested momentum right now. They can put NRG away right here and right now. It's up to Saucy, set up, connects with the grab.
That's a good one.
Here comes the bomb over the top. The charge back the other way, 2 taken down. And Atlanta continuing the relentless assault.
Stand 1 does pop the late shatter, but beats out, keeps everyone alive. They're just cleaning up on point. That was clinical Atlanta. That was a clinical setup. They had it ready, Gator ready, take the shield out. They just clean up from there.
Tale of 2 different Atlantas right now, and NRG gonna have everything they can do and more. They can't even get back to the point.
Numbani's their home. Numbani is their home. I don't think I've ever seen Atlanta just have a bad, have they lost to Numbani yet? I can't even remember.
I don't think so. I might be wrong, but I would say their affinity for Numbani is...
They look good.
It's rivaling E United back in the day, where E United, you think back to them, they were the ones that loved running Numbani forever and ever and ever. It was their map, their city. Until eventually they just started losing every game and disbanded, but until that point,
they're
pretty good.
riding the Numbani high until they started losing.
Yeah, basically until Contenders Season 1 of 2017, and then the wheels fell off the cart, and yeah, that was bad.
I know that feeling.
Hers eventually made OWL, though.
Huh? It does. That's true. It has a different role.
Yeah.
Just really be like that.
The cart just entirely exploded in fire and flames. We're just like, if only there wasn't that extra Contender season, we would have been fine.
Aggression is rewarded on Numbani. Atlanta's a very aggressive team. That was classic Numbani. That was the golden age of Atlanta. That was like how you want to see them. We saw them early in the season just set up their combos, their aggression. Everything was coming together exactly right.
If you're NRG and you're game planning for Atlanta on this map, where you probably should have because, well, they love running this map, let's assume you get point A. If you lose a fight on point B and you see Atlanta just outside your spawn, what's the best way of breaking out of that?
You need to be looking for a good rotation and trying, if possible, not to pop ults out of spawn. A lot of teams, they're not sure what to do about that spawn camp. They just want to try to walk out through the main spawn doors. Then they'll rotate, but they do it haphazardly. They don't actually try to control the high ground. When you rotate, you need to make sure that the high ground, you can just walk out of your spawn door without having people bombarding you from above. And then you just slowly reclaim it. It will take a while because their spawn camp is so effective, but you have spawn advantage. You shouldn't be afraid to trade people either.
It's a slight difference here in offenses. Atlanta did the offense with Reinhardt. NRG going to be using Winston all the way. And let's take a look at how Atlanta contests this high ground here. Gator's in a good spot. And again, immediately going to be laying in the Winston damage ahead of time. 24% already. Ping-ponging back and forth, and they DMX smacks right away. It's a much better defense for Atlanta here so far, and what you want to see on the bot.
I really do not. We've seen this so many times, EP, where they swap to the dive goats, they have the Lessard money, and they go top. Why do you go top? What's the reasoning? There's no reasoning. You can just go through main. You can go through a flank. You have a million options, but instead you just want to funnel through like you're playing Reinhardt.
You've played it with Reinhardt so many times, it's like, yeah, this is still a good idea. No, it's a good idea for the defense, not so much for the attack.
Unless you have a specific plan in mind for how to retake top with this comp. Oh, right here we see the engage here. Stand one instead going to wrap around and drop the bubble to let his team in. That's a much smarter choice.
They're focusing Gator, but Gator gets a lot of protection there early. Not only is he a good spot, he's going to be building the rival up super quickly. NRG getting choked down pretty heavily here. Smex, Kevster, Stand one, all super low. Atlanta, all very healthy here, so they're playing this really well here so far. Sugar Free gonna drop the rally. Good fight. Dogman though gets caught. Now it's a lot more spicy and a lot more terrifying. Atlanta gonna need to start burning ultimates to keep this even. Sugar Free gonna fall, and they're in real danger. I think they back up and they go for a little bit delay, but it might be too far gone.
No, it is too far gone. That is a really good pickoff. Good aggressive trance from Byron, recognizing Dogman Zen. I'm going to trance. I'm Zen and Goats. I will get a trance almost every fight. And so I'm just going to pop trance. We're going to catch the frags. And we're going to clean up the point.
Wow, Gator, when you really don't like having Primal. He has Primal, throws it away.
Well, you don't necessarily have to play around the Primal. Yeah. Primal's a good ult, but Reinhardt, legitimately vanilla Reinhardt without ult, is just as strong a fragger as Primal Reinhardt. Primal Winston.
Primal Reinhardt, that's
Primal
horrifying.
Reinhardt, that's terrifying.
Oh man, I don't want to live in that universe. But here we go, grabbed now from Kevster. Gonna pull everyone together. Barrier up energy. Bomb. Both sides. Yeah, both teams still totally healthy. Barrier. He died mid-beat. Ajax died mid-beat.
No, Ajax got juggled off by Stand one. Stand one, he's so deadly with the Fist of Fury. You know, I was just saying like, oh, vanilla Reinhardt, he's so strong. He's better than Primal Winston. But Primal Winston right there, he made use of the environmental kill.
Lucio dropping the beat.
And right he swaps. That is old. That is peak efficiency from Stand one. That is peak efficiency, 100%. He's been playing some Factorio.
Yeah, it's like, you hear the Lucio sound, it's like, where's the, oh, he's gone.
He's gone. He's gone.
And
now I'm going to swap. I'm going to swap because I don't have ult. That was really well played from Stand one. Neither team also losing anyone in the engage. They lost beat. NRG looking firmly in control.
NRG moving forward. He's ironed down immediately. Sugar Free isolates. Man advantage for Atlanta. Gator under heavy focus. Needs to stay alive. Dogman already down. Gator falling as well. NRG making lemonade out of the lemons that began that fight. And it's from Byram. Opening up. Good Discord orbs. Good follow through. NRG now going to move it on through, and this looks like to be their point.
A late trance isn't always the end of the world, but they still need to clean this because they do have people up for Atlanta. But now, the fragging power of Stand one, that is, just cleaning up.
Stand one.
Stand one.
He could have renamed himself to Mouse one there. That's basically what we saw.
Hey, when you're the only Reinhardt alive, you don't have to fear a shatter, and you're just cleaning up the point. You're just going to be sweet. You're pulling out the racing wheel. You're binding out the M1, and you're just zooming. You're pulling donuts.
You are pulling some old. I know what you're referencing there, and it's entertaining. Stand. Hold on to the shatter. Oh, gets interrupted. Meanwhile, Shatter coming in from Gator, back the other way. They're looking for Kevster. Kevster, shield already down. Gator in hot pursuit, stuck in the grab, and Atlanta gonna do enough to take the fight.
A lot of ults invested, 3 ults for Atlanta, but they held them at the corner. But look at NRG, 6 ults.
Yeah,
6 ults.
This is going to be ugly. It's going to be ugly one way or another. Either NRG is going to win the fight as they should with this much firepower, or it's going to reference NRG circa MLG Vegas.
Ooh, or NRG ever.
Yeah.
Or just NRG ever.
One way or another, it's going to be some ugliness here. Shatter, down. Sugar Free down early. Stand 1. Ball still more even than it really should be. NRG had so much advantage here. Now we're going to see the barrier coming in from Atlanta. Grab. Out from NRG, they use it to get rid of Gator. They're moving on in, Ajax in trouble. Kevster, hot pursuit, full energy. And no, we're not repeating MLG Vegas 2016. NRG is going to take the fight.
Atlanta did burn so much time and make NRG use so many ults just to get out of that spawn fight there, just to get to the cart. That was really good for Atlanta. And in return, they look at them, they already have another combo and a shatter.
NRG moving forward, but yeah, to the point of the combo. Hawk, real close. Nexo opens up the bump to the side, catches Dogman. Graviton, used early by Atlanta, but they're pretty weak as it started out. Still might be okay. Hawk able to fall through with the bomb. And Atlanta, man advantage here in this fight, where no matter what, they're going to have a time bank advantage.
Yeah, and they're going to look to stagger Smex as well. This should be not that brutal stagger. He's very close to the edge. Oh, look, get into the boop kill. Just for Ajax. Which is what you want. You want that extra ult charge. Atlanta making the right moves, using this aggressive spawn defenses on Nubani here, where you can catch people, and they're going to go into spawn. They're trying to catch Stand 1. They force the trance.
That's so smart now, especially if they can get away. The key is, can you get away? No! They lose Sugar Free. Not quite as big brain anymore. They were close to the execution, but now they're down a break. They're down Gator.
Oh.
NRG punishing for them going right to the spawn door.
They invested the amp to get into the spawn to catch Stand 1, but they didn't have it to get out, and now they got caught on the stagger. They just lost. They've just lost the defense.
Yeah, Ajax trying to delay as much as possible. All right, you've got the Hammond out there in time. He's gonna get hit by the grab. He's gonna get blown up with extreme prejudice. They get a little bit more delay, but a little bit is basically where it ends. And yeah, nerf that.
Still a good defense. They got a better time, but that was quintessential Atlanta, where you're so aggressive you lose. We've seen that happen before.
You know, Atlanta's used to punching people really hard in the spawn. I don't know if they're super ready to deal with teams that can punch back, because they went in for the haymaker, and NRG just crushed them with punch.
NRG was like, we have a trance, and also even if we lose one, we have that, especially with the Reinhardt, we have spawn advantage. He can just charge back out. He'll be in the fight as soon as he's up. If you commit so many resources, we'll just chase you down. We'll use our spawn ad to just snowball from there. They did burn off a lot of time. So
as we go again, back to point A, it's going to be NRG on the attack once more. They're running the Winston here in the early attack. Does NRG foolishly try to go for high ground with the Winston in the front line, as opposed to doing what was more effective for them, where Stam 1 wrapped around the side?
I think they should take what they've learned and apply it. They should take what they've learned. They don't want to be, you want to be learning from the maze of life. You don't want to be the rat that's just going around just looking for the cheese and not getting, not learning anything from that. It's a very Flowers of Algernon type of situation.
Even the rat learns.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Even the rat learns.
Like, there's a reason why we use them as test animals. They're smart.
Flowers for Algernon, not of. I messed up my literary reference. But either way, but I've learned from that experience.
Yeah.
I'm the rat.
All right.
Well. I'm the rat that's learned. But Atlanta NRG is rolling out to this next first point. And NRG, I hope they just try not to force it up top and go from mid, or even take it from a flank. And let's see. Wait,
where's Stand 1? Where's Stand 1? Did he go back? I think
he is.
But he's slow on the rotation. They eat a lot of damage before he's even ready. But they're going up top. They're getting a good amount of pressure. Sugar Free in danger. Sugar Free got fall, but Stand 1 gives his life.
That's a good trade. That's a really good trade. If they just play around Ezire now, their sustain is so much stronger.
It works out. It's better for Atlanta this time around. So you know what? They did learn from the first time.
They did. And in fact, Stand 1 actually went from coast side. That's why he looked slow on the rotation. Instead of going from main, he went coast, which is why it took him a little bit longer. They changed it up. They learned the right thing and they changed it. That's big brain. That's big brain from NRG. They made the right trade.
And Gator here, his life a lot easier. Doesn't have to throw away a Primal because he didn't even get close.
No.
Just gets to go Reinhardt and feels good about it.
But now NRG with a minute left to push the cart. And second is a very long point. It's a long and windy road to second.
But it is something that is attacker favored, as much as Atlanta loves to get in your face and spawn. The problem for Atlanta is that they're not really working with a lot of power here. They have to give up more room than they would care to. NRG, they know it. That's why they're taking the fight right to them, right here and right now. And you see Hawk getting really low, gets the armor pack just in the nick of time. Not gonna be there for Gator anymore. Self-destructive back from Specs looking, and it's enough. Sugar Free gonna fall between the duo combination there and NRG, keeping this payload moving forward.
They are going to be trading stand 1 for that, but that's fine. Look how close the cart still is to spawn. They'll get him back in time, but Atlanta saved ults. Atlanta pretty much are saving 6 ults for this second fight.
NRG really just the true eviction service here. Atlanta not able to stay on point A.
The true eviction service. They definitely did kick them out, but that was a good fight for Atlanta. Even if they didn't win it, they saved ults, and now they have them for this next fight.
If they could stop it here, it would be quite huge. Let's see if they're able to do that. Saucy holding onto the grab. Bomb combo in reserve. Most likely win condition here. Grab gonna come out first from NRG, but the grab is successful. Hawk on the other side gets Kevster, and that could be enough. You get the early pick off, everyone's still healthy, and now Gator gonna swing the hammer, building up the shatter. Mid-fight. Bot barrier in, but Specs is already down. Gator holding to the back. Gonna drop it just for good measure. Knocks down 3. That's the cleanup you're looking for. Atlanta gonna end this right here in the middle of point B. And now for NRG, the question is, how long can you hold on point A? But you did not hold well at all the first time.
No, you did not. No, they did not.
They got ruined all the way up.
Yeah, you know, but let's see if they've learned.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about earlier, let's see if they've learned anything. Atlanta playing clinical Atlanta on Numbani again. Not just the aggression, but also ult economy. Ult economy. They've learned from the first series even, where we saw teams invest too much, and they're just saying, yes, let's save our ults for the fight that matters.
I gotta tell you, maybe it's part the delirium from being having the plague and trying my best to conceal it, or maybe just my brain worked this way. But imagining like the NRG logo with like a lab rat poking out from the R right now, just looking around and be like, we learn.
We've learned.
We learn.
We learn. NRG, that is our new motto for you, and you can get it from us for a meager royalty.
A meager continual royalty.
A meager continual royalty. Yeah, yes. we're not schmoes, you know.
Yeah.
We're not just gonna we're not gonna lose our
It's like
motto.
that guy, it's like the guy in Shark Tank where it's like it doesn't matter what's hard. It's like I'm gonna need royalties.
Yeah, we're gonna need some. We're gonna need a stake. We're gonna need a stake in the royalty.
All right. Well, NRG, we'll see if they've learned here because quite literally their next defense could not be worse than their first.
It could. It could. Yeah, it definitely could. NRG, it wasn't a great defense, but it was a bad defense, but it wasn't atrocious. They didn't get immediately wiped.
They got immediately wiped on point A.
No. You're thinking they took them at least 20 seconds to get wiped.
Okay, all right.
Took them at least 20 seconds. I'm thinking more of like a 15 to 10 second wipe.
Oh man, that's just when you take your hands off the keyboard because you have someone on your team that you're just throwing at that point. But Atlanta, moving forward, there's not a lot of contestants. They actually just love to get high ground for free.
And once again, they have now corralled them to point.
That was not ideal in any way, shape, or form. They just, I think they're going for more delay here.
NRG needs to be playing slow, like we talked about. They need Stand 1 to be building this ult. They just need to be waiting. But Stand 1, he's just in front of the team taking all the damage. Atlanta, they have complete control of the point now. Is NRG just going to leave? No, they have to recontest. They're going to rotate all the way through the back room.
Oh, this is going to get worse before it gets... You're going to take that fight versus a Reinhardt? Are you doing? They do jump out just in the nick of time. The response isn't super swift, and
Gator though, he does go down for it.
Yeah, they deal with Gator. The rotation for Atlanta was very slow, so it's working out better for NRG than expected. But better than expected doesn't mean that they're going to win the fight.
Hawk and Sugar Free and Dogman at that are just cleaning up the fight. Dogman will go down, but oh, they're not cleaning up the fight. They've won. Hawk drops the bomb as well, but
it ends up working.
It worked. They didn't get. I don't think Gator should have charged into that room. I think that was a misplay by committing there, because if he just stayed on the point and swung at them as they walked out, he would have had a natural choke point and support.
Or if Atlanta had just realized rotation, gone in with everyone and blocked, that would have worked too. But Atlanta was caught off guard there. NRG, the rotation working out well. Atlanta's response is slow, and they buy themselves very necessary time.
That was even though they gave up the point, it was clear they had a plan for retake, and you don't have to have perfect strategic mindsets. We've talked about this. There's no overanalyzation is a problem. You just need to make a solid plan and go with it. As long as everyone does it together and it's not just an utter throw, it's a good play.
Stand 1 desperately going to be trying to get the primal here in the middle of fight. Graviton out. It's going to give Stand 1 a lot of charge, and Ezire there on the cleanup. 3 pickoffs off the clean grab play, and suddenly NRG with the possibility
of going up 2-0.
Yeah, but they're going to have to deal with a very large bank from it.
Saucy committed grab for that fight too, and they didn't use trance or beat. That was a really bad exchange for Atlanta. They will have almost 5 ults coming up, but they won't have any. They won't have any of their combos.
I think the real fear here for Atlanta is that even though they have ults coming up, they can't let Stam1 knock anyone off the edge. He's going to have a great set for it. They're going high ground. Stam1 waiting. He might have lost the opportunity. Everyone just got away from the danger zone. Izar going to fall, and Stam1 might have missed his chance.
Really smart engage for Atlanta, just going for the very aggressive shatter, catching Izar. Stam1 popping that ult, but just getting absolutely farmed. Look at all that health go down. They're cleaning up some X on point. They dropped a late beat trying to commit to this fight.
Not great.
I don't think that was a good commit.
No, I mean, okay, Stam was able to deal with Gator there, but now you're going to force a self-destruct out where they make a little bit of room. It catches Halo. Atlanta now in a good spot to take this. I do think, though, on both sides, rotations and reactions were kind of slow.
Very slow. They are not, I don't know, they just weren't recognizing the things that were happening on the field and reacting accordingly. It seems maybe that they're just so focused on the pressure that sometimes you lose that, you know, that game peripheral vision almost, where you just lose sight or misremember, just not remember things that are important that you normally would.
Well, Dogman stuck on payload duty. The rest of Atlanta moving forward down to the final 30 seconds, which means that this is going to end in overtime.
Last fight territory right here. This is going to be it. Kevster will have ult. There's no combo up for NRG, so this could be really good for Atlanta if Dogman get trans. If Dogman get trans, they can win the fight.
Dogman, though, he's been back on payload duty. They need to back up and give him some time. Getting that extra 25% can take longer if he doesn't get the dinks he's looking for.
NRG is, well, trying to build their own trans. They're trying to take damage, get by him to his. They're so close, so both teams are just playing slow.
You see Stan1 moving directly to the back. Good backline to Rasp. He's eating a lot of damage for it. Primal Rage just in the nick of time. Keeps him alive. Transcends now out from Byron. Graviton out. Earth Shatter coming in from Gator.
Oh, misses the pin though.
Doesn't get it right away, but still might be enough. Sugar Free there on the fall through Atlanta. Man advantage, self-destruct, making more room. They're real close to the yellow box of victory here. They just need a little bit more. Izar gonna fall, and Atlanta finding a way through here in Nabani. And
Specs gets two though. He gets three. He gets three. Ajax.
They got Hammer coming in. They have an opportunity here. Specs might be the dream breaker. How long can they delay? Stam1 pile driver. It's a long run back to second, but it's a tanky hamster.
And there's no focus fire as well. Dogman is not on Xin. They could definitely contest this long enough to maybe get something.
I really could play from Stam1 delay, but I just don't think it's enough.
No.
It's not.
That would be that.
That would have been so crazy if NRG brought that back, but in the end, not enough.
Another hero bomb from Specs, but just not enough in the end. Atlanta, they got the trance out. They played, you know, it looked kind of grim at first, but Numbani's their home. I really think Numbani is a map they understand at a team level because it rewards aggression so strongly. It just enables aggression, and Atlanta just used their ult economy, used their time bank for their own advantage.
And we saw, I mean, for Atlanta as well, even though their aggression was still visible, wasn't quite the normal smashing that we saw where they weren't camping people in point A. They were getting checked, and in fact, part of the reason why they lost point C, of course, is that they went so far out that they got whacked for it.
Yep.
Sugar Free ends up dying for it, and, well, it escalated from there. So Atlanta kind of finding the limits to unchecked aggression at points here, I'd say.
They are, but it did reward them at times at that. Now we're 1-1 in the series. We're not worried about the 3-0.
Nope.
You know, but we're getting back to that paradigm of the team that some people might have thought were favored. They lose the first map. Now they've won the second. Will they continue and go for a 3-1 like we've seen previously?
Or do we go 5 and we go full Fusion Universe?
I find it unlikely. Though this team is a lot more evenly matched. I really do think that NRG is... It's a very tough matchup between these two because NRG just improved so much. They have so much strength in their front line, which can really counter the strength of Atlanta's front line. So it really just depends on who's getting the better of the day, who's better on their fundamentals. The fundamentals is really the key here for teams that are evenly matched.
No doubt about it. Well, guys, it is even 1-1. It's what you expect coming out from the playoffs, but we still got at least 2 maps left to go. Please join us right after the break.